This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
Hello and welcome inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the city, and yes, or should I say no, or should I say yes, or maybe. Anyway, good afternoon, and we've got a guest this afternoon. I'm going to be talking a lot about the the French-Canadian festival that's coming up that we've been talking about for months now, and it's finally coming, and so a lot happening. We're working on the last piece of the rail trail, and that's through Carter Park and into the downtown area. And they started construction on Monday, and they're not fooling around. They are moving quickly. So we'll have a lot to talk to you today about that. Central Street, I can't believe how many telephone poles they've already moved. So it's construction season here. We've got a new water line, major water line replacement on Leland Ave. And just a reminder, if the water's a little bit discolored, run that cold water, you should be all set. We'll take a short break, and then we'll come back. We're going to be ready for Joe Bolton. Yeah. All right, we'll be right back.
Hello, the boutique is Dream Boutiques. We sell jewelry, wallets, bottles, anything. Every jewelry is in gold plated. We also sell leggings, shirts, big purses, bags, and we also sell mirrors.
Hey everybody, I'm Keith Gleason. I'm the promoter for Plastic City Comic-Con, Leominster's only Comic-Con in the area, where it's happening on August 23rd at the Doubletree in Leominster from 10 a.m. to 5. And we're gonna have a lot of great comic guests and wrestlers coming to the show. And this is our business too. I'm actually a comic creator myself. My wife is a wonderful artist as well. And we're here at the Summer Stroll, excited to see everybody. This is our third or fourth year doing it. A lot of fun, and hope you're here.
Hi, this is Dinora Guerra, and me and my nails create us a gift, especially for teachers. It's like appreciation gift for teachers, especially, but we can just for friends or yourself. So it's essentially like appreciation. We have like a very different stuff inside. We made like these charms, all handmade. The bags, you can include all of this inside, or handmade by us. And the candles, those are very special. They're so smelly. So we can just offer different options for gifts. Thank you so much. It's our first time in Summer Stroll, so we are very excited.
And we had a blast at the Summer Stroll. So there's a few clips here and there. There's been showing of the 2025 summer stroll. Had a great time. And then we had the last day of school, and we had an ice cream social downtown. And we thought, if it rains, we'll do it in the auditorium. And then last couple of minutes, we had a inclination that kids wouldn't mind if it was raining. So let's put a little tent up outside, and let's have the event outside. Lo and behold, event started at 1, went to 3, exactly 1 o'clock. Place was mobbed with kids. And not one kid said, I'll take an ice cream and I'll go back in the car and eat it. Every single kid stayed outside. Every kid played and engaged with kids they didn't know. Parents engaged with parents they didn't know. And it really was an ice cream social. And we want to thank Fidelity Bank. They bring their ice cream truck down. And then we had a huge freezer full that we gave out. And they had things they gave out. And I forget how many we gave out, but by the end of the night, there was only a slim pickings by the end of the day, 1 to 3, and we did it in the Commons. So, yeah, it's kind of strange. I'm like, let's take a shot. We talked about it. I said, let's take a chance at these kids. And it rained, and they couldn't have cared less that it was, pouring out. So, anyway, that's that's sort of what happened. And now we're going to talk about what's about to happen, because on Saturday, June 21st, going to be a beautiful day, over at the Eagles.
That's correct.
Is the French Canadian Festival.
Oh, and we are just so excited. First of all, like you said, the weather. Remember last year we came close to doing it, and we got thunderstorms.
Yeah.
But the weather is going to be gorgeous.
And when you get thunderstorms, sometimes you can have a tent. It's a fun event. When you start messing around with thunderstorms, that's the deal breaker. You can't mess around with that. You could get high winds, and so not worth it. So anyway, it's the real thing. The weather looks like beautiful. I think
it's 84 degrees.
84 degrees.
5% chance of rain, which is basically nothing. And so it's going to be warm, but comfortably warm, not too hot, mostly sunny, some clouds in the sky, so the weather's going to be perfect. But we have a great event lined up, and this is the very first French-Canadian festival for Leominster, but not only for Leominster, but also for Massachusetts. I don't know of any other festival like this in the entire state of Massachusetts.
And it's for the whole state of Massachusetts and anybody that wants to come.
Anybody wants to come, and I expect we're going to have people from New Hampshire, Vermont, Rhode Island, Connecticut, people from all over the place. So we have a great show lined up.
I want to make sure people understand. Sometimes people say there's going to be a certain ethnic festival, and then you go there and you're like, yeah, it was fun, but it was just like another festival. Joe has spent a lot of time making sure this is a true French-Canadian festival, and it all starts with the book, really. I mean, that's where it starts.
Oh, that's where it started from.
So let's talk about who's going to be at the festival so we can show them this is really going to be authentic. This is the real deal.
Right. Well, first of all, we lined up Joseph Bolton, who is like the most famous French-Canadian musician in all of New England.
Right.
And she's bilingual. She lived most of her life in Maine. She was actually born in Quebec. And, I didn't realize this at the time when we got her last year and she committed to come back this year. Getting her was like getting the Beatles. Okay, it was a big deal.
In the French culture, sure.
In the French culture, it's big. So not only do we have her, but we also have a fiddle band called Magnolia. It's going to be really toe-tapping music.
And love that.
And on the inside, so we're going to have 2 performance stages. On the inside of the Eagles Club, we're going to have a fiddler who is actually from Quebec. Is also going to be performing on the inside of the club. So we're going to have some events and some vendors on the inside of the club. We're going to have performers and food on the outside of the Eagles Club, all in the back. And so that's just the first part. Just the music is going to be great. But we also have vendors who are going to be selling French-Canadian themed items. We're going to have some cultural displays too. There'll be a French-Canadian Genealogical Society. So
that's great.
You want to trace your French-Canadian ancestry.
If you want to find out who those ancestors are, you may not want to find out.
No, it's a wonderful history.
Sure it is.
And this will be, I think we have 2 different French-Canadian genealogical societies there. We have representatives from the French-Canadian Museum in Woonsocket are going to be there as well.
Big population of French-Canadians out there.
Yep, that's where my great-grandparents first landed in New England, Woonsocket, Rhode Island. And We're also going to have the government of Quebec to give it kind of an official.
cool.
So we're going to have a visit from the old country. So
How fun.
we're going to have a lot, and we have food. We are going to have French Canadian food, but there also will be some other food. Maybe you're not, poutine just isn't your thing. But we are going to have lots of different food and some really good food vendors going to be there. The Eagles Club is going to be serving the alcohol on the inside of the building, and the food vendors will be on the outside. One of the vendors I'm really pleased that we got is a sketch artist. Her name is Masami Kyoto. She's coming up all the way from Manhattan, and she actually one of the artists working on my book.
Wow.
And she's really talented. She actually does storyboards for commercials. In fact, one of her commercials, the Dorito commercial from a couple of years ago, was on the Super Bowl. So we got really first class
you sure
talent.
do.
So she's going to be doing sketching. So if you want to come up and you want to be with one of the characters in the Old Grandmother's Tree book, or you want to have a sketch of yourself with a Quebec flag or whatever, she's the one who'll be doing it for you.
Wow, that's great, huh?
So
you really did go the extra length to make sure it's a real ethnic fair, and a fair for everybody. But you get to visit some of those old memories, and maybe connect with somebody doing the genealogy part. So this is really exciting. So you did line up some sponsors.
Yes, we did.
Our local cultural commission.
Yep, local cultural commission.
Leominster Cultural Commission.
Yes, and the LCU, of course, now they're all one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I couldn't get that updated yet, but I'll put
Boucher
something over there.
Construction.
Boucher Construction. I'll tell you, he was very, very generous. Very generous.
Well, his mother would whack him with a broom if he wasn't.
His donation really made this festival. I mean, we did get a donation for the Mass Cultural Council, local Leominster Cultural Council. We get a donation from Duran. But Steve Bouchard, I mean, his donation really made this possible. So if you see Steve, make sure you thank him for this.
Very exciting.
So it is. And we also had a lot of help within City Hall. Yourself, you've been a big supporter of this.
We've been promoting this since last time.
Since last year.
I knew Joe wasn't going to go away. So, right.
And you never wavered in that support. And Kelly Woodland in your office has been a big help.
Yeah.
Michelle Nadeau has been a big help. Lindsay English also.
Yeah.
And the Leominster Police Department is going to be coming out, and I think the city is sponsoring that as well. So it was really a city effort to make this happen.
So come on out is what Joe's trying to say. This is, he's hoping to make this every year. He's worked really hard on it. This is his second year. The first year, I think the rain date and the day we're supposed to have it and the rain date were pouring rain. So he decided, let me pull back and we'll wait on this. And it's actually come back. We're going to do it at Shoalin. You're going to do it at the Mechanic Street Park. But everything you have is at the Eagles.
That's correct.
In other words, you have restrooms there. Everything else is expensive to bring in. So this is like the perfect place. They have a little pavilion in the event that it rains. They have a little gazebo inside. And so, they have a bar inside, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yes.
So there's everything right there.
And the Eagles Club gave us at a very excellent price for this. This was incredibly to put this together. It was myself, and there was Deb Giovanni who helped me out. There was just really two of us full time on this, and we had a budget about $5,000.
Wow.
And I think we're going to come down to within $32. So we did it with a limited budget.
That's pretty good.
And just two people. Doing a festival. Some festivals take 20 people and $10,000, $15,000.
Now, do you have them volunteers? I know you were looking for some volunteers.
We do have a couple on the day.
Yeah.
So they'll help us out. Mostly, the biggest part is when we have our vendors come in, we're going to make sure we're going to set them up, guide them in, get them in place.
Keep them under the shade. There's that shady spot up by the gazebos.
Yes.
Try to keep them up there because it gets hot out there.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
And the kids can run around, and there's just endless possibilities up there to
it's a great place. It's a great place.
Have it. So really excited about this. Let's talk a little bit about how'd you do with your book, by the way.
Oh, my book has been doing very well. I've been on multiple podcasts in the United States and Canada talking about the book. I have it for sale in bookstores. The Little Bee Bookstore out in Air is one bookstore. I have a bookstore up in Keene, New Hampshire. It's at the St. Cateri Shrine in Fonda, New York, and the St. Cateri Shrine in Montreal. The bookstores out there. And I make good friends out with the Algonquin community up in Pembroke, Ontario. They love the book. And the book, it's not finished because I have 2 other books in the works. One is going to come out, it's in the same series, Old Grandmother's Tree. It's a continuation of the story. And what will be coming out probably in September, it's being illustrated right now. And there'll be another book called All Around You There Is a Light, and it's going to be a great story.
So in this next book, are you going to just be are you talking about Leominster in particular, or migration from places like New Brunswick to Leominster, or stories about these people? What exactly?
Well, actually, I thought I'd go back to the beginning.
All right.
And in fact, I went back to the very beginning. And so this book is called The Dance of Creation. And the way I set it up, it's actually a prequel and a sequel at the same time. The narrator of the story is going to be a grandfather 100 years in the future in Pembroke, Ontario, an Algonquin grandfather with his grandchildren around a campfire.
Telling a story.
And he's going to tell a story. He's going to tell the story about the creation of the world. So I'm going right back to the very beginning. So the story will tell, where did all these trickster animals come from? You know, where did Mewen the bear come from, and Azaban the raccoon, and Poku the moose? Where did they all come from?
Yeah.
So it's going to tell this story all the way through. So in a sense, it's a prequel and a sequel. And the story after that, All Around You a Light, will be about the last 3 days of my ancestors' life, Mitio Goku, the Algonquin woman. And at the very end, when she tells about the attack that changed her life, when her first husband was killed and her first 2 children were taken from her. And she's going to be telling her story to her granddaughter. So that's kind of a common theme about this is storytelling, and storytelling between generations. A grandfather telling a story and a grandmother telling a story to a granddaughter.
How fun. June 21st, Joe Bolton is my guest. Yes, June 21st. If you're watching this thing on the 29th, it already happened.
Yes.
If you're watching it any other time in between, then you're early for the event. But you catch it on Saturday morning. We're starting at 3. We're going to go to 8 o'clock.
3 to 8 o'clock. And don't forget to bring your lawn chairs, because you're going to want to sit and listen to Joseph Vachon.
Yeah, so bring your own lawn chairs. I'm sure they have chairs inside, but for people that are outside, it's a perfect day. It's going to be just gorgeous weather. So, yes, make sure you do all of that. Starts at 3 at the Eagles. And Joe's my guest. And again, he has written a 2-part book already, correct?
That's right.
And it is for sale. And you can go to Amazon. Can you still get it on Amazon?
Yeah, absolutely. You can still get it on Amazon. And the other 2 books will be coming out within the next probably 7 months.
And if you're willing to help out, maybe you got a couple hours that day and you show up and look for Joe. And if you think you could volunteer a few hours just to help out, maybe just towards the end, maybe your kids at the end of the day, they need some volunteer hours. Maybe help clean up. Just do I'm sure it'll be clean, but just make sure everything is like back to normal before you hand it back to the Eagles.
Yes.
Very important. And other than that, show up. That's it. That's the big thing, right?
Yes. Show up, because
bring your flag of origin, the Brunswick flag.
The Brunswick flag, right? And your Quebecois flag.
Yeah, whatever you got out there.
And we need, let's make a real strong showing, because we want to put Leominster on the map for French Canadian culture.
I give you a lot of credit. These events are big, but I do think the Eagles, as much as I wanted to see it next to St. Cecilia's. You're limited. You got to bring in everything. You got to bring in porta potties. There's electricity, but that just means it's just a whole lot. And
it is.
There isn't a tremendous amount of parking over there either, and so people would have to walk. But maybe someday we'll get there.
Yeah, maybe someday. I know that the St. Cecilia's, they were a little concerned about parking because I have like 4 o'clock mass on Saturday.
Well, I just thought that you could go to mass and then come over.
Right.
Got to deal with them next year. It's like everybody gets out of mass, we won't open this thing till 4 o'clock.
Maybe, and there may be other places that we can have this for next year. But we do need volunteers.
Okay. That's all right.
Because right now I said we were a 2-person committee, so we were really, really busy, and to make this happen next year, we need volunteers to be in a committee all throughout the year to make it happen. So please reach out to me.
Well, once you create the excitement, then everybody wants to be part of it.
I hope so.
How do they reach you, Joe? Is there a phone number they can call you at, or
sure,
a way to reach you?
You can call me at 978-440-0462. Or you can email me, boltonje364@gmail.com. Or you can go to the Leominster French Canadian Festival Facebook page and just send me a private message. And you get a hold of me that way. Or just find me. I'll be there at noon at the Eagles Club. If you want to volunteer that day, I'll be happy to put you to work. Come on over. Just reach out, find me.
Well, I'll be promoting it right up until the last second. And I will see you. So much going on Saturday, but I will see you. I probably later in the day.
Don't forget your T-shirt.
Yes, that's right. I have my T-shirt.
Yes, don't forget your T-shirt.
Well,
thank you so much for your
I
support.
love this stuff. I love this stuff, and the more the merrier. Yeah. And that's what we want. We want people to celebrate their heritage.
Yes,
and it's pretty important. We've had we had the Haitian American Festival. We got the Spanish Festival coming up. We got the Italian Festival coming up. A whole lot going on the month of August, but you own June. You own it.
That's it. Yep.
Very
French
exciting.
Canadian Festival.
Well, thank you very much, Joe Bolton from the French Canadian Festival. June 21. Get to the calendar. June 21, 3 to 8 o'clock. Eagles. Taking a short break. Be right back.
All right, so what you got is a 48 Harley Davidson Survey car. They made a lot of these for gas station service rigs and police vehicles, meter maids, different things like that. This is a 1948. It's pretty much what they're supposed to look like, except for some of the, like this leather that's on the windshield, a little leather trim stuff extra, but it's pretty much a 48 Harley Davidson. I've had this about probably 10 or 15 years. Restored it. We had one early in our lives at 19 years old, so had a couple kids, had to get rid of that. But now, in my retirement, we built this one for us to ride around on and enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. They're not very fast, but they get it done.
Hi, I'm Mike Seeke. I'm a Leominster resident for about 40 years. Been coming to the Summer Stroll for many, many years and helping out with the car show. I've got a 1957 Chevy big window pickup truck that I restored about 25 years ago. And this was a good story about this was Pat Boone, if anybody is old enough to know the singer Pat Boone. This was the gardener's truck on his estate in Bel Air. I picked it up from a person that bought a 57 Chevy convertible with air conditioning and a fuel injection unit, which was a very rare car, and they didn't want the truck. So I restored it from the ground up about 25 years ago.
I was born in 57. So the winner is the red 1957, is that a Chevy pickup truck? It's a Chevy pickup truck. 1957, the year I was born. Where's the owner? If the owner's not here, I get to keep the truck. Where is he? Oh, Mike, you're the winner. The year I was born, 1957. Now everybody knows how old I am. It didn't. I love the truck. Truck's awesome. We dance. No, we don't dance. All right, everybody, have fun.
Yes, the 1957 pickup truck. It was sweet. But I got to tell you, that's like one of the hardest decisions to make all year. There are so many nice cars.
They were great.
Who filmed that? I forget.
Johannes did.
It was Johannes?
Valerie did the first one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And it was really, to pick one out of all those was tough. It was a lot of work. And there were so many that could have got first place. But anyway, congratulations to Mike. And again, just part of the summer stroll, we had a great, great time. Let's see. There's something I was going to talk about here. I mean, we said, oh, before I forget, I know we're going to talk about Pop Goes the Culture. But did you see how much Minecraft did, the movie?
Uh-huh.
Like 800 million.
Yep.
So we got to talk about that when we get to that. So now that we're back, and a couple of things. Noah Gray's camp. Noah Gray plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's going to be doing a summer camp. So if you catch the show, there's still time because it's June 21st also. And so you can go on our website and find that information out. The other thing is, we've really gone the extra distance to make sure everything is on our website. So if you want to know hours of operation for something, or maybe we're having a hazardous waste collection day, there's a list of everything that we take and then things that we don't take. So we make it as informative as we possibly can so that you can go through that. So anyway, I'm not trying to push you off from asking questions, but if it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday and you're thinking about something like, is trash delayed a day? Like, Juneteenth is Juneteenth, and is a Thursday, is what's open and what's closed. You'll be able to find those things out. Either way, interesting enough, July 4th is on a Friday this year. So City Hall will be closed on a Friday. I suspect that in the work world around the city and around the state, that people will be probably trying to take like a Monday off. So it'll be like Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And from what I've seen, a lot of people are taking that week off or the week after. So they'll be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the following entire week, which is, pretty good, right? So pay attention to that website because it'll tell you everything that's open, everything that's closed, all the details of our construction projects. Finally, Prospect Park is complete. Prospect Park is, if you're heading from North Leominster up into Lunenburg on the right-hand side after Lawrence Street. It's a beautiful park, and they've done a beautiful job. And anybody that goes there has said to me, please don't publicize it. We like it the way it is. We want to keep it a secret. I'm like, no, we got to let people know. So that park is done. As I said, the rail trail, they said we're starting on Monday. Oh, they started on Monday. They hit it hard, and we don't expect that they'll be here too long, but they've got some work to do. They fenced it in. It should not interfere with the concert. Concert this week is Gale County. Starts at 6:30 at Carter Park on Thursday night, Juneteenth, right? June 19th is Juneteenth. All right, let's talk a little. No food today?
Nope, next week. I got something special.
Here I was. I've been eating all day, and I was thinking, maybe.
There's extra ice cream bars.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. I'm just teasing you. I was like, yeah, sure. Okay, so let's do some. You got your microphone on so people can hear you? Yeah. Let's do a little pop culture. And I've got other things that we certainly need to discuss. Big project downtown at Moosonee Brook is going to start. We've pushed it off till September, but it's all around that parking lot, that Moosonee Brook downtown. Yeah. When it's done, it's going to be beautiful, gorgeous. So we'll keep you updated as to all the projects going on. All right. Do you know our state symbol?
What's our state cat?
Our state cat is probably tabby cat.
Okay. So we're going to have you answer all of these.
Okay.
And then we're going to show you the
What
answers.
is our state flower? I want to say it's the marigold, but I don't know. It probably isn't. But I'm going to say it anyway. What is our state folk hero? I say it's Johnny Appleseed. What is the state berry?
This is, you got to get this one. It's,
Blueberry?
nope, that's Maine.
Oh, that's right. Strawberries.
No, you said it a second ago.
Cranberries. Okay.
Let's show them.
Tabby cat. Mayflower. I knew it was the Mayflower. Just for some reason I was thinking marigolds, but Mayflower because it came over in the Mayflower, right?
Yep.
And then Johnny Appleseed, and then cranberries. Oh, cool.
We are the cranberry capital
Well,
of the world.
But did you know they actually grow more cranberries in Wisconsin than they do in Massachusetts?
Really?
Did you know that?
No.
I'm not going to tell anybody. I don't want to ruin anybody's, parade. All right, next slide, please. Oh, she's not the person that just passed away, right?
No.
Glenn Close.
No, you're thinking of Anne
I was
Burrell.
looking at this lady on the right here, and she looked like Anne. Yeah. Glenn Close, cast as, is it Drusilla Sickle?
Drusilla Sickle.
In the newest Hunger Games film, Sunrise on the Reaping. Rumors emerged that Kaya Gerber,
Yep.
Cindy Crawford's daughter, and Louis Pullman, Bill Pullman's son, are dating. And I say it's true.
They've been seen in public.
Bien.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, see?
But he looks so much like his dad.
Yeah, strong genes.
And she looks
And
exactly
she looks
like her
exactly
mom.
like Cindy Crawford. Amazing, huh? Strong. Well, remember Michael Jackson's daughter
Yeah.
looked just like him.
Yeah.
And Elvis Presley's daughter?
Lisa Marie.
I don't think you could find anybody that, unless they AI'd it, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't have artificial intelligence. I don't wonder if they're trying to look like their parents. So people look and say, wow, they look just like their parents.
I think it's just good genes.
Good genes, good strong genes. All right, next slide, please.
The non-news. You were mentioning the Beatles before we went on air.
John Lennon's son, Sean Ono Lennon, Paul McCartney's son, James McCartney, and Ringo's star's son, Zach Starkey, collaborated on a new song called Rip Off. Is that true?
Yeah.
Is it any good?
I haven't heard it yet. They're teasing that it's going to come out at the end of the week.
Oh, so then it's not out yet.
Yeah.
They didn't give any sneak.
It was like 5 seconds.
And
Right?
the first look at Nicholas Galstein.
Galentine.
Galentine. Okay. As He-Man in the live-action Masters of the Universe. What's the rest of it?
Masters of the Universe.
And
It's coming out
a
summer
picture.
2026.
Okay. 2026?
Yeah.
So you got to wait a whole year?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
And we have your...
Well, I was going to say, the Minecraft movie came out. I think it did $800 million.
Worldwide.
That is insane. How much did it cost to make?
That movie, I think it actually has a surprisingly small budget because
Yeah.
that guy
Wow.
is the guy who made Napoleon Dynamite, and he
know.
works on a small budget.
That's crazy. All right, let's do our pictures of the week, and then I'll chat with you some more about what's happening. It's weird. We got July 4th coming up, and we've got Juneteenth. We just had, Memorial Day. It just seems like there's more and more
Holidays.
more and more days, and then the last day of school, which should be a big celebration. I was, as a kid, I would have been thrilled to be. A couple of years we get out early, but we only had one snow day this year, which is really good, yeah. And the thing is, in wintertime, you're like, oh, it'd be nice to just stay in. It's nice and warm, and we don't have to go out, and we'll pop some popcorn and hang out on the couch. But then, I think tomorrow, I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and some of these days, it's going to be in the 90s. These kids would have still been in school.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing that they went to school when they had the chance to go to school. All right. I'm sorry, we'll do the slides now.
Isn't that right?
I know we had that one picture up there, which I happen to like. Okay. 431 is the number of people tested positive for COVID in the last 7 days here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. 3 cases here in Leominster. You see it in the bottom. And 0 deaths. That is the happiest I can be. It's
That's
the first
really good
time
news.
I've seen 0 deaths. In case you didn't know it, Thursday is International Box Day. So make a box and hide in it, I guess, right? International Box Day. It's Juneteenth Day, National Garfield the Cat Day, and National Martini Day. You may end up in the box after you drink the martini, but the cat will find you out. On this day of history, on this Thursday, 1964, American folk singer Bob Dylan completes his first UK tour. And in 1978, Garfield, created by Jim Davis, first appears as a comic strip. In 1988, world's then largest sausage completed at 13 1/8 miles long. Can you believe that?
That's incredible.
That's a lot of sausage. And in 1999, about 4:30 p.m., Stephen King is hit by a car on the shoulder of Route 5 in Lovell, Maine. He would suffer numerous injuries, including a collapsed right lung, multiple fractures of his right leg, scalp, lacerations, and a broken hip. Boy, he got hit hard, huh?
Yeah.
There's no contest between a person and an automobile. 2018, General Electric is dropped from the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the last original member from 1907. And a little bit of a project update. The city got $200,000. And so when people are on the rail trail, I notice some people they'll unpack the kids and the bikes and everything, and they get the picnic basket, and they might park at Carter, and they drive up to Doyle Field and whatever. Or we think they'll park near the downtown. We've got some parking. And so maybe they're going to come this way towards town and not know there's a downtown. So if you're from out of town, you might not know, hey, downtown's right over there. So we got a $200,000 grant to connect from where the rail trail ends, which is at the train station there, the depot, into the downtown.
That's
Isn't
incredible.
that fun?
That's great.
Well, I remember being places in the past where I didn't know something was like down the street. And one of the things that we've done is we've taken that mall and created like this triangle of, down at the mall, we let people know there's a historic downtown just less than a mile away. So we've got this thing all like lined up, and so that'll be one of the projects. Manusnaug Brook construction bid went to Maverick Construction, $8.2 million construction. North Nashua Phase 2 is designed. We applied for a $1 million grant for the Barrett Park. We're in for a $750,000 clean energy fund. I might have some news in a couple of weeks. Well, whether we got it or not, I'll let you know. And then we did the monument cleaning downtown, and they are done. And I got to say, if you've never stopped to look at those monuments, make a point of it. They brought back the names that are on there, etched. They did such an amazing job. I'm just, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed by the work that they did. So on Central Street, $31 million. We've got to do Central Street, and moving right along. They I don't know if you've been down here, but they moved all of the telephone poles, put all new poles up. They're doing the drainage work down there. There's so much work that has to be done. $31 million, and all going well so far. So we have a lot happening in the city. We're going to be building a new Fallbrook school, and then we'll tear down the old one. I was saying last week or the week before, I said more and more people are relying on us for news. You know, the papers can only carry so much. They only have so much stuff. They do a good job of it. But there isn't that, full-time, several reporters from the Sentinel, several reporters from the Telegram. So it's hard for them sometimes to bring you all the news. And that's what we try to do here, is we try to bring information to people, in a fun way. We try to bring information that, it's going to be useful and helpful. And as I said, we're doing a major water line on Lindell Ave, huge part of it. It actually connects to North Leominster. And so that line, while we're working on it, could cause some disturbances within the water in those areas. So if you live up around there, Lindell and Abbott, and then all of North Leominster, that's where that main trunk goes through. Run that cold water. Don't turn on the hot water. That just messes up the hot water tank. So here we are with just about 19 minutes left here at Inside Leominster. Thanks for joining us today. Couple special reminders that we will be having the French Canadian Festival. I want to keep saying that because people might join us at different times. And I really want them to come up and support them, even if it's for 15 or 20 minutes. You got a wedding going on, something's going on, shoot up there. Joe Bolton, we support you. Right? I mean, that's anything good on the podcast?
Yeah.
Have you done any?
Yeah,
Let's talk about that. How do people hear those podcasts?
So if they go to Leominster.tv, or they can go to the website, go to the podcast section, and click on their favorite podcast. Or once they find out what their podcast is that they like, go on your phone. They're on all the podcast apps.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
They automatically go right into them.
Yep.
That's pretty amazing. So
LTV
what have you done
podcasting.
lately, as they say?
So Valerie does Super Spooky Saturdays.
What's that mean?
So she does
Spooky
true crime.
stories?
True, like spooky horror
Yeah.
of New England.
Wow.
She does a ton of research.
Yeah.
And then we have the Ripple Effects podcast, where Ripple Effect and Gamma, they do a great podcast that's very inspirational. We just recorded one with your good buddy Jerry Caruso. He does Two Old Guys Talking Sports. So I am.
That's fun.
You hear me on that a lot. And then
You talk sports?
I love Chicago Cubs baseball, Celtics, and
The Yankees are getting crushed. They got crushed by the Red Sox.
Yep. That's
They're
why I'm a
third
Cubs fan.
place or whatever, huh?
And wrestling.
And wrestling.
Yeah, I like wrestling.
You serious?
Yeah.
Have you
So-
been to any of the local ones around here?
We filmed Wrestling for Wishes.
How'd that one go?
Johannes, did you enjoy that?
I like it.
Yeah.
I
They have
like
a lot
this,
of
the
fun.
live stuff that you see.
It was really fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun stuff.
They had a lot of wacky fights.
I like it. The Russian guy comes in and he's like, I am the man of the Russian and I'm here. And everybody boos him and he's got a flag. Have you seen him? He waves the flag.
I didn't see that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I saw Cheese.
Cheese. The guy with the cheese on his head.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw him.
But yeah, so we also have the superintendent does a school podcast.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we've been really busy. And I found the number for you for how much Minecraft cost. It cost $150 million to make, and after video sales from this week, $935 million.
How come you don't put the camera on your boss there? What's going on? That's incredible. 900.
They made a move over.
Oh, they want you to move over.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, the camera's set.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you weren't putting them on. I didn't know if this is some sort of work stoppage or something that was going on here. So cool. So you got the part, and if there's somebody out there that wants to do a podcast, give me the idea, and we'll sit and help facilitate it.
Yep, and mid-July, we're going to have video podcasting officially off the ground. So if you don't want to, do the full-on, come into the studio, set up your show, we can make it easy on you, and you can do a video podcast.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, and big news happened today.
Drum roll.
Kids Video Club, one of the weeks, is officially full.
Wow. So
August 4th.
Explain what it is and how much it is and where people can sign up.
So they can go onto the website, and there is the drop-down menu. Click on Kids Video Club.
I'm looking for it right now.
Weeks available, July 7th. There are only 4 spots left. And the week of the 24th, there are 5 spots left. August 4th is full, and the second to last week of August, there are only 4 spots left there, too.
Wow,
so
pretty amazing.
Spots are going fast.
Did a good job.
Yeah.
I love it.
We got a lot of great stuff happening this summer.
We're here at Inside Leominster, and speaking with Scott. He's the general manager here at Leominster TV, LTV, and everything. That's another website you should visit. You can find pretty much all our shows are on
Leominster.tv.
Leominster.tv. And so just to give you a little preview, we're heading to Denver, Colorado next week.
Yes.
And we're going to be going to All-American City. And we are one of the 20 finalists around the country.
That's going to be exciting.
That alone.
How pumped are you?
Now we're competing to be the first to win it, so we can call ourselves the All-American City.
Yeah.
So this is pretty exciting.
That's got to be super exciting.
We can't wait. Now, a lot of pressure because we want to win. We don't want to just place. We're not going down to Tenerife, Colorado to come in, second. We're going down to come in first. And so we're prepared. But actually, one of our little parts of the segment is I'm going to be doing my Inside Leominster show from there.
Oh, really?
How's that?
Okay.
Well, no, I mean, we're going to do a mock version of the Inside
That's
Leominster.
fantastic.
But we're going to do it through Facebook Live, as if we were doing Inside Leominster. So you can watch it. Anybody can watch. The whole thing is on live feed.
Yep.
But we're going to do it as our show. So
That's
people,
so cool.
no matter where they are, if they're on Facebook somewhere, they don't want to watch it, they can watch it anywhere in the world.
That's awesome.
Kind of funny. Huh?
That's really cool.
And and we're going to, working hard at it, and it's a lot of work. You've got 2.5 minutes to set the stage, 2.5 minutes to take it down. You have 10 minutes for the whole presentation. That's
so
it.
cool.
You got 10 minutes. It's not a long time, but it's a long time. So we are. We're getting ready, as they speak. So we've it starts out here, and then you narrow it down to the final 10 minutes. Like this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to say, and so it'll be a lot of fun. And we'll certainly post all of the sites where you can watch it either through Facebook, FaceTime, or you can watch it actually live because they're going to be doing it. But that's one of our things is we're going to be talking about how many. Let's see. If I've been there 32 years and we've done, say, 52, a couple we missed some, I mean, that's, I don't know, 1,500, is it, or something like that?
You have to be in the 1,500s by now.
Let me look. So basically, if we did 32 years times 52 shows, but it's 1664. So we probably did 1,600. We probably missed 64. Not bad.
Wow.
That's a lot of shows.
That's incredible.
Do you have them all?
Yeah, we should have them all archived.
I don't know. Anyway, you're watching Inside Leominster, and we're just kind of chatting today. It's first day of summer on Friday, the 20th. Let me just give you now you'll be watching this on Thursday, but I just want to give you, and this is the other thing I said is, I'm the guy, the guy who's pulling out the air conditioners on the third day of the heat wave.
Yep.
And he's just sweating and dying and swearing he'll never do this again. He's like, no, this will never happen again. I guarantee you, I will make sure. So today, Thursday the 19th, is going to be 90 is the high. 82 on Friday. Saturday kicks in at 85. Let's see. And then next week on Monday, 95 degrees. Tuesday at 97, and Wednesday it cools down. So we went from winter to spring, back to winter for a little bit, then to spring, then for summer for a couple days. Remember around April 19th, it was hot out.
Oh, it was so hot.
And then it got cold, and every day. So it's been rainy, and then it would get cold, and then warm, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So if you have things, I would get out early Thursday morning. I would get out early, get those things done. Maybe you haven't even set up your patio stuff. Don't wait until it's 100 degrees to get outside and get your patio stuff set up. That's me, though. That's exactly me, setting this stuff up. I'm like, I'll never do this again. I'm going to sell out.
I'll set the AC up during a rainstorm. Like, not a rainstorm, but like if it's like drizzling.
Yeah.
Because, that just gets everything. It cleans off the windowsill. You can put the AC
look
in.
at you multitasking. Pretty good.
It's the Boy Scout in me.
You
got to be
prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to be doing is cleaning the filters to the air conditioner. Maybe fire it up. Make sure if you have a central air, fire it up. Make sure it works.
Yeah.
You don't want to call the service people in the middle of a heat wave because they're probably like, we're busy or we're going to have to charge you more. There's all kinds of funky things that can happen when it's like calling for a plow in the middle of winter, that day of the storm. You better have somebody lined up. So anyway, that's what's happening. We, as I said, have a ton of things that we're working on that keeps us busy. The budget is in. The budget is passed. Let's see. I think of some of the other projects that we're working on. All of the paving that we've already done. So we've done a spring paving. We're going to do a late summer and then fall paving plan. And people will say, well, how do you get my name on the list? Or, we've got most streets on the list. It's just the fact. It's just the point of when we'll do them. So if we're tearing the street up and we have to do like water and sewer and all that, we usually wait for it to settle. And you might say, well, why isn't it that they do like Route 12 Why don't they let that settle? Well, they do. You know, they start the project, they do the underground work, so they have a couple years for it to settle rather than the last minute, and then they can't pave it because it's going to settle and they're going to have, you know, ruts all over the place. So that's exactly what they don't do, and that's, you know, according to us, I mean, we'll keep it patched the best that we can, but yeah, we're always on it. We're checking the streets all the time. I call in the streets all the time. I want to let them know which streets, you know, are in rough shape and we should take a look at, and they'll report back to me, either to put on the list, on the paving list for soon, or we're going to have to wait a little bit on that street because we're going to let it settle. So it just makes sense. I know, and we want smooth streets, and we want
sure do.
You know, we did that sidewalk up all along Highland Ave, and it makes this big loop down by the hospital. It's a big hill. Let me tell you, it's a long hill. I'll bet you it's a half a mile long.
Really?
People use it. It's one of those, I can say sidewalks are the build it, you know, when they say build it and they shall come. It's one of those things. Sidewalks are definitely the kind of thing that where you build it and they will come. And they, you know, definitely use it. Coming up the 24th, I believe it's 6, you could check our website. I don't have my notes with me. Is United Materials is off of Tanzio Road, off of Lancaster Street. Right now, they run a transfer station down there, and it takes in about 1,000 tons a day. Now, some days it's less than that, but they are putting in a permit to go to 1,500 tons. So we're having a meeting at the Franco Vets on Tuesday night, and I believe it's 6 o'clock that this starts. So, you know, we've been trying to have our meetings start earlier, because if you notice, people go out to eat earlier.
Yeah.
It used to be that people went out earlier. Then we got away from that, people gone out later. Then COVID came, and that's kind of changed everything, and people are out eating earlier.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's kind of the trend. By 9 or 10 o'clock, there's just nobody around.
Are you an early eater or a late eater?
Unfortunately, I eat too late.
Yeah.
But I'm hungry right now. You know, I'm like, it's only five of, and I'm hungry and I could eat. You know, but
yeah,
that's okay. So July 4th, people have asked. One of the fireworks in Leominster. One is, you know, the parade. This is, for years we've had this thing with Fitchburg where we do certain things and they do certain things. So we do Starburst, and we do it so we don't conflict with Fitchburg.
Yeah.
So they used to have their old-fashioned bargain days, civic days. They do the fireworks, they do the parade, and they do it well. So we don't compete with them. We try to like let them do their own thing, because then we're fighting. Basically, you're fighting for the same crowd.
Yeah.
If we have a parade, it kind of dilutes the whole Fitchburg parade, you know, and our parade dilutes their parade. So what we've decided to do over time is to just kind of participate in their events, and I'm just thinking of how many people will be going out camping. It's this because the 4th falls on a Friday.
Yeah.
It's going to be a busy weekend.
It sure is.
Busy. Are you going to go anywhere?
No. My favorite thing to do for 4th of July is grill. Like, I love, you know,
chill and grill.
And we take the dogs on like a long hike. We basically do a tour. We go to Leominster State Forest, and then we stop at the conservation, and then we'll end at Groton Hunt.
Oh, how fun!
Because we want to tire out the dogs.
Yeah,
like,
right.
So,
the dogs are like,
yeah.
Bring us home and go to sleep.
But then they get, you know, like a frozen treat of like, you know, ice cubes and like watermelon juice.
Look at them.
So, yeah.
They're not the only ones getting. We're not the only ones getting frozen treats.
Yeah, I spoiled the dogs.
So what's at the movie theaters this weekend? Coming up on the 21st and 22nd. Anything good? There's some kids' movies that are out that look pretty good.
The new Pixar movie Elio comes out
this weekend.
This weekend.
Oh, all right.
And people are concerned because they delayed the movie.
Yeah.
And rumor has it that they had to reshoot like.
The kids got too old.
Actually, they did have to replace the voice actor, but they had to redo the entire story completely. So that's always.
Well, it happens.
That's bad.
Yeah.
But then 28 years later, are you a horror person? Horror movie? No.
A what?
Horror movie person?
No.
The threequel.
As much as I like him and I like cliffhangers, I just get too.
So
Anxious.
28 Days Later came out in 2002. 28 Years Later almost came out 28 years after.
How fun.
So that comes
That's
out this
pretty cool.
weekend. And then,
That's a lot of planning.
yeah.
Like, yeah, we'll see you in 28 years. Like, what? Yeah, we're going to make another movie, but it ain't going to happen for 28 years.
That's just, the director is it's the guy who made Slumdog Millionaire and Trainspotting. He's very meticulous. He takes his time with stuff.
So, Noah Gray down at Doyle Field on the 21st. The French-Canadian Festival, the 21st, 3 to 8 o'clock at the Eagles. It's going to be a busy weekend. It's probably too late because the Elks is having on Wednesday night, the past Wednesday night is having their Flag Day ceremony. So a lot happening. We're down at Bitcoin for the ribbon cutting, 1 year. We were a lot of places in the last month or two, huh?
Yeah.
We were a ton of places. We've been...
Starbucks opened up.
Starbucks, that's right. We went to Starbucks. Starbucks opened up there across from Walmart. And yeah, it's... and oh, by the way, if you're looking to get rid of those leaves and yard waste, bring them down to 22 Jungle Road. That's side of Dr. Colaruso's, Central Mass Oral, or across from Walmart. And we're there Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 8 to 11 or 8 to noon. You can check our website at leominster-mn.gov. Out of time here inside Leominster. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to our crew back there. They're nothing but meticulous and precise. And we wish you a good day and a good night. And remember, the world is run by those who show up. Thank you for showing up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisInsuranceAgency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank, create success, enterprisebanking.com.
This is LTV.